Well, Joe, it's our favorite time of the year. The Skyline Chili Crosstown Shootout. My Bearcats versus your Musketeers in an epic rivalry.
Love it. And you know, now that I think of it, Dan, thanks for all the luck you've brought in the Musketeers since you've gone behind the mic. Remind me again, how the Big Bad Bearcats done with you as the broadcast announcer of UC?
That would be 5-11 for Cincinnati. Thanks for reminding me. But you know what, Joe? It's all cyclical. The Bearcats are bound to go on a run sometime soon. In fact, hopefully beginning on Thursday night.
We'll see. You know, though, it's a great rivalry. Things are cyclical, like you said. It gets heated at times, but how lucky are we to have two of the best college programs in the country?
Very, very lucky. You know what, Joe? We should spell out what makes the Skyline Chili Crosstown Shootout the best intra-city rivalry in college basketball.
That is a great idea.
C, as in Chris Mack.
And Mick Cronin.
When you think about it, it's remarkable that this rivalry features two great young coaches that have so much in common. They're both from Cincinnati, they're both coaching at their alma mater, they're both in their 40s, and they're both bald.
R as in rankings.
To show you how good these programs have consistently been, this year marks the 18th time in the last 24 shootouts that at least one of the two teams was ranked in the top 25 for the game. That's 78% of the time since 1993.
O is for Oscar.
There's no debate about the best player in the history of this rivalry. Oscar Robertson averaged 31 points and 16 rebounds while winning all three of his games against XU.
S as in Skyline.
While the recipe for Skyline Chili remains a well-kept family secret, it's cinnamon, it's chocolate, it's nutmeg. This rivalry has become nationally known in part because of its perfectly branded name, the Skyline Chili Crosstown Shootout.
S as in Skip.
If there's one person who is universally respected by fans of both schools, it was the late, great Xavier coach, Skip Prosser. Skip was fond of quoting the guy he called Billy Shakespeare, and a master at pulling off the upset, twice knocking off the Bearcats when they were ranked number 1 in the country.
T as in Theo Nelson.
Who hit the greatest shot in the history of the shootout? It's not a player, but a fan named Theo Nelson, whose half-court heave at halftime in 2001 was worth $1 million prize. It's not a great memory for the Xavier Blue Blob, but 16 years later, he's still got it.
O as in only.
This isn't the only great rivalry in college basketball. There's Duke versus North Carolina and Syracuse versus Georgetown. You knew two Syracuse grads would throw that in. But one of the things that makes the shootout so unique is that the two schools are only 3.5 miles apart. There's nothing quite like it in any other city.
W as in West.
The number 30 hangs in the rafters at the Cintas Center for good reason. David West is the most decorated player in Xavier history, earning National Player of the Year honors in 2003, and he was also a thorn in the side of the Bearcats, going 3-1 against UC with a pair of 23-point games.
N as in no handshake.
What would a rivalry be without a little ill will from time to time? The 1994 matchup will forever be known as the no handshake game, when Bob Huggins refused to shake Pete Gillen's hand after the Musketeers' overtime win.
S as in streak.
Beginning in 1957, Cincinnati won 12 straight and 22 out of 24 meetings. More recently, Xavier has had the upper hand, winning 3 straight and 8 of the last 11 against UC. But forget about those streaks. How about UC broadcaster Chuck Mashock, who on Thursday night will try to extend his consecutive game streak without being kicked out by the refs to 434 consecutive games.
H as in Huggins.
Every good story has a villain, and Bob Huggins was the classic guy in the black hat for Musketeer fans. He was the guy they loved to hate, but also had to grudgingly respect for all he did to put Bearcat basketball back on the map.
Double O as in double OT.
In the 83 previous games between UC and Xavier, 6 have gone to overtime, but only 1 has gone to double OT. The 2009 Classic was won by the Musketeers at Cintas Center 83-79. That game featured 12 ties, 9 lead changes, and 2 technical fouls before Jason Love hit the clinching free throw with 9.8 seconds left.
T as in Terry Nelson.
It's perhaps the most famous prediction in Cincinnati sports history, when UC forward Terry Nelson boasted in 1992 that Xavier doesn't really have a chance. We should blow them out. Nelson had 6 points in the game and proved to be clairvoyant as the Bearcats won 93-75 en route to the Final Four.
O as in 1.
More specifically, number 1. That was UC's place in the polls in 1996 and 99 when the Musketeers slayed the Giant. Upset victories that featured Lenny Brown's shot, Kevin Fry's layup, and Andy Mack's classic call.
And the UC Bearcats are number 1 in the country, number 2 in their own city.
U as in unlikely.
Sure, the star players from both schools have left their mark on this rivalry, but so have the unsung heroes, like D. Davis hitting all 5 of his three-pointers for Xavier 2 years ago, or Jumpin' Joe Stiffend hitting a game winner at the buzzer for UC in 1987.
T as in tremendous.
Tense. Terrific.
Thrilling.
Tenacious.
Testy.
Tantalizing.
Titanic.
And I think we can end this with 2 more words that begin with T. We are thankful to have this amazing rivalry in this city every year.
And the other word is tip-off. On Thursday night at 7 for the 84th time since 1928, it's Cincinnati versus Xavier in the Skyline Chili Crosstown Shootout.
Enjoy the game, everybody.